Good afternoon and welcome to the Delegate Assembly meeting for the month of July. We're going to begin this meeting, please, by everyone rising for the Pledge of Allegiance. Michael, turn off the music, please. Thank you. Thank you, Bon Jovi. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We've got a flag next to us. We've got a flag next to us.
Thank you. It's quite appropriate. Tomorrow being the 4th. Okay. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to see if there might be any modifications, any changes to the agenda. I would note to begin with that Ann Hofert has withdrawn her motion that would be presented under new business today. Is there anything that anyone would like to add to the agenda? Carly.
Yes.
You wanted to make a motion under new business, correct?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion on new business so we could vote regarding the Sun Lakes survey.
Thank you. That is so noted. Any other changes to the agenda for the day? Jim?
Good afternoon. Jim Bickle, District 3. I want a motion about getting a schedule for our repaving in all our communities throughout all the districts. Some type of schedule, which districts are getting done first and over the next period. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. That's noted.
Thank you.
Any other changes to the agenda? If not, then we'll move forward. The first item of business under Section 2 would be to approve the minutes from our meeting on June 12th, District Delegate Assembly meeting minutes. Does anyone have any modifications to those minutes? If there are no changes or modifications, could I have a motion, please, to adopt as recorded? Oh, wait a second, we have a Linda. You so move. Okay. Dolores seconds. Is anyone opposed? And we will assume it passes, and we will record as presented. Just a brief announcement on the chair report. From some changes within the Delegate Assembly, Linda Spalding will be stepping down from the Ethics Committee, and both Jim Nickel and Dave Miller have agreed to appointment to the Ethics Committee. This committee will now consist of 6 people, and one of the first assignments that they will take is a little bit of a revision on the document we passed last October, make it a little more inclusive, and we will review that at a later date. And that's all I have from the chair today, so we will move next to the standing speakers, and the first we have would be from the EPAP Exec Committee, and it's Candace Jenkins, and I'm sure she's almost out of breath.
Yes. Hi, Candace Jenkins for EPAP. And I don't have, we haven't done our debriefing, so I don't have all of the information from the Wolf Fire, but I will give you what I have. So on June 29th at approximately 3:02 p.m., smoke was seen coming from the hills above Banning, and they opened the virtual EOC. And continued to monitor the fire until about 7:30 p.m. And then the next day on June 30th, the virtual EOC was activated in the morning, I believe around 10:30. Shortly after that, we received a notification from CAL FIRE and Watch Duty that parts of Sun Lakes were under a level 2 evacuation warning. There were several radio volunteers and EPAP coordinator volunteers monitoring the radios and the transmissions. And they continued to monitor those until about 6:30 that night. And as we received updates, I posted those updates on Sun Lakes EPAP. I also asked Hernan to post the information on Good Day Sun Lakes and the Channel 97 crawl. The radio volunteers continued to monitor the fire. For residents that called in, I answered their questions and reassured them that we were monitoring the situation, and if anything changed, we would post it on the Facebook page, Good Day Sun Lakes, and the 97, Channel 97 crawl. We also sent out e-blasts to the those individuals or residents that have signed up for the e-blast. And then yesterday, they lifted the evacuation orders, and we are still in an area that is close to a warning, but Sun Lakes is no longer in an evacuation order. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Candace. And next we have Michelle Walter with two subjects. And the first, we'll let her take them in whatever she likes, would be Michelle Walter.
Good afternoon, delegates. Michelle Walter for the Marketing Advisory Committee, and also Welcome Home and Community Awareness. So we had a presentation from Leah Larkin, attorney at law, on probate wills and trusts and estate planning. I also had Blue Zones come and give a brief presentation on what they are doing for banning and how you can get involved. I have to say I was absolutely shocked at the attendance. We had to bring out more chairs. We even had Chris Mitchell bring out extra chairs to help accommodate the amount of residents that were interested in the program. Our next program is on August 5th, which will be a presentation from our local Alzheimer's Association. This should be a very informative program. Our employee for the month of May was Chelsea Osborne. She is from the main clubhouse front receptionist. There have been regular compliments from residents about Chelsea's helpfulness, kindness, and warm welcome. Don't forget, there are slips of paper in the lobby, restaurant, lounge, and sandwich for residents to fill out to select an employee whom they should feel that they should be recognized for their job performance. Again, this is anyone from maintenance, the pro shop, monitors, restaurant staff, and administration. Our welcome home is going to be on July 24th, 5 o'clock in the ballroom. If you are a club or a group that would like to be included in our welcome home, please contact me and we will have a table set up for you. This is a great way to meet our new homeowners and get them involved. And I'm going to run through this really quick. This is the stats for delegates. I gave you each your welcome cards to your welcome home residents. So District 1, you had, this is April, May, and June. District 1, you had one person. District 2 had 4, 5, 6, 7. District 3, you had 3. District 4, you have 6. 5 is 7. 6 is 4. 7 is 3. 8 is 2. 9 is 2. 10 is 5, 6, 7. 11 is 2. 12 is 4. 13 has none. 14 has 3. 15, 2. 16, 3. 17, 5, 18, 1, 19, 2, 24, 2, 21, 2, 22, 2, and 23, 1. This came from April, May, and June. So you need to go back and look at April. If you did not invite some of your people to the April one, they are now invited. And I've also gotten some calls from people that say, you know what, I've never been to a welcome home. It was during COVID. If you would like to invite those people because of COVID, you're welcome to invite them. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. And we move now to item number 5, that would be guest speakers. And we have Ed Luna here today from the Sun Lakes Veterans Group.
Thanks, Cal. We passed out a sample of the flyer that's going to be attached to all your district newsletters. Just real briefly, a little history. The Veterans Club was initiated in August of 23. There was only 8 people involved in that at that time. Some of the original ones were Will Baker, Ron Kington, and Bob Shive. Bob Shive became the first executive director of the Veterans Club. Due to health reasons, he passed the torch along to Will Baker about a year and a half ago. And due to Will Baker was planning on moving, and he had some medical issues, I inherited the directorship in April of this year. which will be a rotating one-year office. So that'll be rotated. Just real quickly, what we do is have speakers, guest speakers at our events. It's the second Tuesday of every month, right here in the ballroom at 10 a.m. Anybody is welcome. You don't have to be a veteran to attend. You don't have to be a veteran to be involved in our events. In fact, Doug Emery, who is not a veteran, is our IT manager, treasurer, and then I got to recognize Tammy Alexander is our event coordinator. So if you are perhaps maybe a widower of a veteran, or just a person that wants to be involved in supporting the veterans, we welcome you to attend, again, the second Tuesday of every month at 10 a.m. right here. Part of what we do is schedule events. We had a field trip to the Palm Springs Air Museum. We're going to have another one to the March Air Base Museum in the fall. And we also are promoting the 4th of July parade tomorrow. We have cadets from the Beaumont High School cadets that will be carrying the banners and the flags. So with that, I appreciate your interest in this. And if you have any questions, my phone number's on that flyer. Just give me a call. Yes.
Is it on? Okay. I have 2 flags that I need to turn in. Can I return them to your, have them all sealed up and everything?
Yes. Doug, you want to talk on that? We've set something up especially for that.
So their timing is perfect. In fact, we wanted to have a local flag drop-off box here at Sun Lakes. We got approval from FSR to do that. And one of our members reached out to a carpenter shop or wood shop in Yucaipa to build one for us, just make it a little bit cheaper. And we thought it might take a week or two. He turned it around in 24 hours, so we did a beautiful drop-off box. We're getting it labeled with Sun Lakes, so it'll be in the front lobby underneath the sign or the monitor board. And I actually have 2 flags I've got to put in. So I would say by next week, it should be ready and installed there. So long answer to your question, my point is we want to communicate that to the whole Sun Lakes community, that if you have an old flag to be donated properly and to be disposed of properly, there will be a box here at Sun Lakes for you to do that, and we will monitor that on a regular basis and take them to the appropriate fire department or a VFW or what have you. So long answer, but yes. Yeah.
Good, thank you.
So wait 1 more week, though, it should be out front.
Okay. Any other question? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is Carly Bakes. She's the chairwoman from the survey committee. She's going to give us an update.
Muzzle. Hello, board, delegates, and residents of Sun Lakes. I'm Carly Beeks from District 14, and I'm happy to announce that after much discussion and feedback, we have completed our Sun Lakes residential survey. Our goal is to try and receive at least 70% or better response from our residents and to understand who we are today. The marketing committee has offered an incentive for the district that gets the highest percentage. First place will receive $100, second place will receive $75, and third will be $50. The delegates will be putting the survey in their August newsletter, which will be delivered to each resident. The deadline to turn in the survey will be August 30th. When the delegates get all their information, they will put it on a spreadsheet, and when the spreadsheet is completed, we will forward it over to David Miller, who will complete it and put it on Excel spreadsheet and send it over to the board. As soon as the survey is approved by the board, and the delegates, then we will get this started. Is there any questions? Awesome.
No questions.
No questions. Oh, Michelle will give you your survey. Oops. All right,
Thank you, Carly.
thank you.
And the next on the board, we have an update from CCL, and I don't know whether it's Rachel or Javier. No, no one here. Okay. And then we'll move to the Recreation Department report, and that would be Jason? Linda and Chris.
I know, I should have worn my high heels today. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Linda Vane, Recreation Manager. Just a quick updates on some of the upcoming events for recreation. Tomorrow, 4th of July, it's our annual golf carts, floats, and classic car parade. The event is held from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Today is the last day to register your golf cart, floats, or classic car if you would like to participate in the parade. Deadline is 4 p.m. today. From 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. tomorrow, we're going to be outside here in the main parking lot. There will be viewing, judging, performance, and opening ceremonies. Our parade kicks off at 10 a.m. Once the parade kicks off, we're going to head out to the driving range with exciting activities such as, contests, face painting, magician, popcorn, and snow cones for sale for $1. Even if you're not participating in the parade, you can still come on out and celebrate 4th of July with us. Next is July 18th. That's the blood drive. So for those who missed the blood drive on April, we will be bringing back a blood drive on July 18th. It will be held in the main clubhouse multi-purpose room from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Walk-ins are always welcome, but highly recommended make an appointment. Next will be July 25th, which is the comedy night. Tickets are on sale for $15. This is a limited assigned table seating event. Your seatings will be assigned when you purchase a ticket. Please remember, checks only. Last will be Ice Cream Social. We are bringing that back. Our first event will kick off on Monday, July 7th. It will be held in the ballroom here from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. A reminder, we are accepting cash only. Any questions? Oh, go ahead, B. Price of ice cream. Of course, best deal. $3 for 3 scoops with assorted toppings.
And B, you can participate in the face painting too.
You could come help us scoop ice cream, actually. For the golf carts, we currently have 38 golf carts signed up already. Fortunately for the floats, we only have 2 so far. We probably have about 20 classic cards registered. Any questions? Yes, Linda.
Also on the list you gave us is Music Under the Stars. Is that still?
Yes, that's still taking place on the last Saturday of each month, running all the way until September. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Okay, and now we have from the Board of Directors announcements.
So this is our message from the master board, and it already contains in it something that's not true, so my apologies for that. Happy 4th of July. Hopefully you will or did enjoy the golf cart parade and the food, so hopefully you will. Activities, music, entertainment, and afterwards. And I had on here the resident survey will be going out to your homes in July, so that's a mistake and a misunderstanding now. So I don't know, you guys put this out, and if it's gone to the printers already, I could try to update it and get another copy, because it's going to be August, so, okay. So anyhow, this is important information to understand our community. Insurance comes to mind as we watched the local fire loom over our community at the start of the month. Regarding insurance, the board's strategy is to speak to two of the largest insurance brokers for HOAs. We have had a great presentation from one of those companies, and we'll hear from the others. And these are the two largest in the U.S. And then select a partner and work with them to negotiate improved rates, a more desirable renewal date, and improved liability coverage, which has been recommended by the attorneys to be comparable for HOAs of our size. The board is moving forward with a new software solution for managing our reserve study and spending plan. This is a company that has worked with First Service that they recommended. We've seen a presentation and a demonstration of it. It has capabilities to track actual spend compared to the planned items targeted for the current year. And it allows us to make adjustments in future years where we may be planning extraordinary spends and other years very low spends, so we can try to level load on our financial resources. And right now, the system is, what we have is quite manual, so the software will be a great, it'll be a great addition. We are continuing to work closely with CCL regarding performance to plan, achieving resident satisfaction, and providing the necessary financial details. So encourage residents to please visit the venues, enjoy yourselves, and to provide feedback. Security is always on our minds, and the board is evaluating some interesting technology solutions to enhance our community in the areas of gate access, perimeter surveillance, and a call center, which will be responding to residents regarding passes, inquiries, requests for assistance, and reporting incidents. So stay tuned for those updates. And last, the board is pursuing the idea of renting to a local real estate company the space informally known as the Cheers Bar, although I think there's a little sign over it that says Cheers Bar. That's the space across from the library just to the right as you enter the main clubhouse. It's anticipated the lease would be short-term with the tenant bearing all the costs of renovations. So that should be a great service and should be a revenue generator for our community. And again, many thanks to those firefighters who protected our community. Let's be kind to each other. That's our message.
Any questions?
Any questions for the board? Yes, ma'am. That's all right. They're already on. They're on.
Okay.
There you go.
I had a call from a resident who was very concerned about this realtor thing. We want to know if they're only going to be dealing with people who are interested in purchasing in Sun Lakes, or is it going to be people from everywhere coming in and using a realtor to buy anywhere?
My understanding is it's only Sun Lakes. Is that your understanding, Joe? Yes, and Chris is shaking his head. Yes.
Yes, yeah. Our understanding at this time, a feeler went out to multiple real estate offices to see if it was something that was feasible, and we've gotten some really positive responses. An RFP is going to go out next to some of these realtors that showed interest. But the way we're designing and creating it, it models a program that's being currently done in the desert at another country club. So to answer your question, they have a license in the state of California to sell to anybody, but we're not just opening our front door to people to have a paperwork and typewriters and secretaries and all these things. It's going to be very stylish, very clean looking. It's going to service our community. It's going to showcase our homes and potentially be a viable source of income for the HOA.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Greg Voitko, District 16. Regarding the message from the master board, the guidance I have on newsletters is they don't go out until after we've had this meeting. So my practice has been, I get it in the cubbies under mailboxes 24 hours after this meeting is over. But I'm not going to be able to do it until Monday this time around because the printer's already closed now. So if you want to update your message from management, send it to him, tell him to sub in this and any further messages.
Sure.
The typo
Chris, is
goes
that-
away.
I think I can reach out. I was going to reach out and once you said that there was an error. So
I found that Daniel at Lithopass is really flexible.
yeah, I think you already closed the
Okay.
day though.
It's probably closed for the day with the holiday tomorrow, but,
He's gone now.
yeah, we'll work on that. Yes, sir.
Regarding the real estate office you're putting in the clubhouse, we have a very competitive real estate offices around, real estate people in our community. Okay, so was that taken into consideration? What was the purpose of this? Is it because we're a closed community and people drive by and they want to be able to get in and have somebody to talk to? Or I just don't understand it with the amount of real estate people we have here. It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm just sorry about that, but if you have background on it, I'd like to hear it. I'd heard many, many rumors. I think it was all rumors until recently. And now it sounds like it's fact. I don't know where it came from, but, or if it's voted on, but if you could explain it further and give us some background, I'd appreciate it.
So, everything I just said, I'll add to that. Nothing is in concrete. We're sending out a request for proposal to real estate agents that may be interested in renting that piece of real estate from us for revenue for the HOA. So at this point, our only goal is to see what's available, what people are willing to do with us and work with us. So nothing's in concrete, nothing's done. When a request for proposal goes out, that doesn't mean there's a guarantee of business that's going to transact. It's just to see what the market will bear. Does that answer your question?
No.
Okay.
I can't understand where the theory even comes from that we would take a portion of our clubhouse and turn it into a real estate office. The only thing that makes sense to me, and the only reason for it, and I don't know if this is the reason for it or not, is because we're a closed community. People can't come in and drive around, find real estate signs, okay? Basically, what did, with all the real estate agents we have in this community, and we're going to say this particular real estate agent is our Sun Lake's preferred realtor.
No, I never said.
Well, that's what it says. If you have somebody inside.
That's not what I said, sir. That's not what I said.
Sir, I'm sorry. That's what it says.
What?
Do you understand?
Where
If
is
they
that?
are in our clubhouse, what that says
inferred.
is they are our preferred realtor. We want you to go through them because we make money off, or not even that. I'm sorry I said that. But that's what that says, okay? And I don't know how you get around not saying that or seeing that.
So the infer would be that we would prefer that you go through them. But that's not what our model is structured on. It's structured on a model in the desert at another country club that's very successful. Their HOA is very successful, having somebody showcase homes. I understand that there are possibly are realtors that live in Sun Lakes and sell homes here. I also understand that any realtor in the state of California that's licensed can sell a home here. That little piece of real estate hasn't made us any money. That little piece of real estate needs to make us a little bit of money. So this is one option. We're sending out feelers to see what the market will bear. I hope that answers your question.
Not really, but I'll accept it, and we can go forth.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Jim Nichols, District 3 Delegate. Joe and Sandra, I was wondering how this security enhancement will work with Securitas. Is this addition to, or is this inclusive with Securitas? Does this change the contract? Could you enlighten me, please?
It's in addition to, and please understand, this is taking a little bit longer than normal. We have 4 different products that we're reviewing and trying to introduce. With those 4 products, those 4 security products has to bring in 3 separate competitive bids. That's 12 bids on the products. Then you have installers on top of that to install those products. So we're looking at possibly up to 22 different bids before we can even put this together and present it to the community. So to answer your question, Securitas is part of the equation, not 100%. Yes, ma'am.
Can you describe for us the financial incentives that will benefit Sun Lakes?
Absolutely, Gene.
Wait, of what?
On the security products. That's your question,
Of
correct?
the real estate venture?
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
How is Sun Lakes to benefit financially from the real estate venture?
So, again, an RFP is going out, and these businesses will submit financial proposals to Sun Lakes. The model that we looked at the desert gives us an indicator that we would get a base rent per month in addition to a percentage of commissions. So it would benefit us through financial. Currently, that piece of real estate makes us nothing.
Lori?
Yes, Lori.
Lori Hazelton, District 11. I think it would behoove you to hold a town hall regarding this choice to do this. I think that all real estate agents who live in Sun Lakes should be able to attend it.
Absolutely. This is a free enterprise society we live in. We're willing to send that out to anybody who has interest. Absolutely. I believe what you're saying on the town hall would probably have to come after we come up with the idea and get something more concrete in place to share with the community. At this point, it's just a feeler. We're sending out RFPs. I hope you agree with what I'm saying to you. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I think, to Joe, for you and I, being the newest on the board, this is an idea that predates Joe and I believe has been discussed at the board and, as I understand, presented at open session previously. So it's not entirely new. Now this has been going on for quite a while, but the goal, of course, is to generate revenue with that space that we have in the clubhouse. And this was, this is something I think a couple of other HOAs in the local area have had some really good success with. So that's where we're headed down this path, but have not signed any contracts with anyone. We're now in the process of actually getting bids to be sure it would be workable. But I also believe the call went out to all of the real estate agents. So I think everyone had
That's
an
not
opportunity to
correct. I
bid.
was never notified of this.
Oh, okay, you're a real estate agent?
We'll
Well,
make sure we get that information to you as well.
Thank you.
okay.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, B.
Good afternoon, B. Mercado, District 15. I think you were not able to understand where Mike Volz was coming from. Once you have a selection of a certain company, a certain realty coming in and having that exclusive space within our clubhouse, they become the elite seller for representing our community. That's where I think Mike was coming from, that now everyone is expected who comes through the front door to deal with that realtor or that realty. And so he probably had a question about whether or not anybody else in the surrounding community would have access again to work with homeowners or other realtors to consign for homes.
Yeah, you can pick your own real estate agent, and it's not like we're going to be out there promoting their company. We're just trying to do business with somebody to create some additional revenue. But any realtor that lives here that wants to be involved in this RFP process, please contact us, and we'll put you on the list as we send this information out.
What is the closing date for the RFP?
We haven't sent it out yet. We haven't even approved it in executive session to send it out. We're going to be reviewing it next week on the 9th.
So there's been no orientation meeting?
No, ma'am.
Orientation.
There was an orientation.
There was?
Bob walked agents.
I'm sorry. I spoke incorrectly. There was an orientation meeting with some realtors a while back in the library.
Did any of our community members, were they invited to that?
I wasn't at the meeting. I can't answer that question.
No.
Okay. I'm
Yeah,
finished.
there's, I don't I have never heard an understanding that somehow our management company or our board of directors or anyone in leadership here would be organizing potential buyers to be focused in this. We're not that organized. You can pick any real estate, anyone can pick any real estate agent that you want. What may happen is, I understand at the gate, we do get people who drive up and want to be let in and drive around the community and look for real estate signs. And we always tell them to go back, I think, as I understand it, back to Sun Lakes Realty behind us and get an agent because they're close. And now there's an opportunity to say, well, is this, is he or she in? Are you at your desk? I have someone here at the gate. Would you like to meet them? But there is no mechanism or plan by which potential buyers from anywhere would be funneled to this person. There's no mechanism for that.
So all we are expecting from that realtor is income as far as rental?
And a percent of commission.
And a percent of commission.
And a percent of commission from the homes that they sell and condos?
Yes, ma'am. Linda?
It seems to me that use of our clubhouse should actually not only focus on revenue that will be brought into our HOA, but also services that will be provided to our residents. Is it just realtors that you're looking at? I mean, haven't we considered maybe having a barber there, or a beauty salon, or something that might interest more people than, and service more people? Does it have to be a real estate agent?
It does not.
Well, who decided that it was going to be, you're going to send, if you're considering sending out RFPs to realtors? I mean, what about other things in our community?
Well, I agree with everything you're saying. I can tell you that previous board had discussions about this topic, and the current board has had discussions about this topic. But at this point, we're just sending out an RFP to see what real estate, what the market would hold, okay? We have to start somewhere. We have to look for increased revenue to keep our HOA fees down. And that's the direction that we're going in currently. We're not doing anything concrete right now. We're sending out feelers. We want to know, is this a viable source of income? It appears to be in other HOAs in the desert. You have to start somewhere. So that's what we're doing. We're starting somewhere.
Wouldn't it be interesting to have a town hall and have residents tell you things that they would really like to have in that space rather than just real estate? It just seems to me that having a real estate office right there in the lobby doesn't provide a real service to the community at large. I mean, I just feel that something that more people would be interested in.
Mm-hmm. I understand what you're saying.
Rather than people coming from the outside to buy in Sun Lakes, people in Sun Lakes maybe would have a different use for that space.
Well, I agree with what you're saying, and we have a lot of amenities here now. We're looking to create more revenue for the HOA again.
Well, I realize that, but wouldn't it be wise to find what the residents would like in that space?
Well, I think that the residents have spoken out for many years here. I've talked to a lot of residents. You've had a lot of different businesses in that location. You've had a coffee shop, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that lost money. We had a bar temporarily for a while there.
It's only those two things that have been in there.
Uh-huh. So we're just trying to put something in there that'll help our community.
Right, well,
I don't understand.
Let's find out what the residents think might be useful, or something that they might like.
Okay. I'll take that under consideration. I appreciate your comment.
Oh, Carly, we can put it in the survey.
Sure. We'll take that under consideration. Any other questions?
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, Gail Billick, District 7. I agree with Linda. I think we need to have a town hall meeting to talk about what the residents really want to see in there. I have a real problem with someone coming up to the gate and saying, oh yeah, she's at her desk, you can go see her, driving in the gate, and there's no guarantee I'm going to go see her, and I'm going to go look at the houses myself, or I'm going to do what I'm going choose to do in here. I don't like the security issues of that either. So I think we need to really talk to the community more and say, what is it we really want as a community there? Even the idea of it was a bar. It worked a lot for a bar for us. What about servicing the pool area on the weekends or when the lounge and what's not open? Having to go from the pool to the Sandwich and back out again is not easy. And we could make more money there. There are things we could be doing that could benefit the community. And I don't think it's really been looked into, and I think a town hall is another way to go.
Again, we'll take that under consideration. We'll bring it up at the next board meeting. Thank you for your comment. Anybody else? Thank you, Cal.
Okay. Now we move to announcements from administration. None? What? What? Okay. Very good. Okay, and next we'll move to announcements from the district delegates. And we're going to start with Mike.
Lucky me. Mike Voles, District 22. I really don't have much to say. Have a happy 4th of July and stay safe.
Kate Reed, District 20. Happy 4th of July.
Ditto. Okay. Anita Lawrence, District 18. On Monday, June 30th, District 18 was one of the districts placed under evacuation warning from CAL FAR as a result of the Wolf Fire burning to the east of us. I want to remind residents that a warning is a reminder that residents need to have a go bag and be ready to leave if an evacuation order is issued. I notified all of my zone captains of the evacuation warning and kept in very close contact with the EPAP team and provided updates to the zone captains until the warning was lifted yesterday. Fire season is now year-round in California, so we need to be prepared. If you don't have a go bag, please assemble one, and our Sun Lakes EPAP team can provide a listing of what you need to have in your go bag. And that's all I have for today. Happy 4th of July.
Greg Voyko, District 16. No way I can top some of the previous comments, but I'll give it a try. Very successful Western Hoedown themed party on June 22. We had 66 RSVPs, 10% increase over last year. Guests not from just District 16, but across the community. We even had one couple from Four Seasons join us. Thomas Catering did a phenomenal job. Everyone left in a food coma. Special thanks to Debbie Pritchett-Caputo and her social committee for hosting a great event. Recently, we had a parking issue in District 16. I noticed it as a safety issue and received a call right about the same time from a constituent. We worked with Etanisla Lopez Ortiz to address the situation and bring it to a more manageable level. Things are at a point now that we can live with. Many thanks to Etanisla for her efforts. Cindy McGrew has volunteered to be our Zone J captain, and Pam Eckert, our new treasurer, is doing a bang-up job. My newsletter continues to be well received. When it's not delivered within the first few days of the month, I get calls asking where it is, and I get frequent compliments. John Quincy Adams' view on leadership emphasized inspiring others through one's actions. He famously stated, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader." This suggests that true leadership is not just about holding a position of authority, but about the positive influence one has on those around them. District 16 is a well-oiled machine running on all cylinders. I typically have great luck finding volunteers because my constituents see how much effort I put in, that I lead by example, and they rise to the occasion. I'm not aware of any division or dissension. District 16 is a community in every sense of the word. I yield back.
B. Mercado, District 15. I think our assembly members are becoming a little more aware of stepping up and getting questions answered for our residents. I think that's our first commitment and our first priority is to find out their needs, their concerns, and to bring it to the attention of the master board. We are in a situation where I feel that maybe the communication bridges that need to be built need to be better situated so that information is flowing back and forth before decisions are made by the board for the community without any of their input. And that's actually a great idea about having a town hall before anything that concerns a portion of our buildings, our amenities, before any of those are opened up to outside personnel. I think it's something that maybe the community needs to be made aware of before any action or vote is taken. Because we do live here and we want to make sure that security is a high priority as well, and we want to make sure that people who are coming in for the right purpose. You asked us to participate in providing a survey, mainly for demographics, but I feel that the purpose is to get more of our residents to participate. If we are undertaking projects without any input from the residents, we're going to get less participation in surveys because their voice is not going to be felt to be heard or of value. So inspiration comes from the top down, and I think that we may need to have better direction from our master board to look at where your constituents are, what you represent, what you actually ran on for your basis, and get back to the ground level where we are. So I would appreciate you considering that. Thanks.
Well said, B. Carly Beeks, District 14. Well, on a good note, I want to say, my husband and I, we attended Father's Day brunch, and it was very, very, very good. The tri-tip was the best we've had in a long time, and our chef Josh was out there barbecuing in the heat. He did a wonderful job, so I just want to give a little kudos to CCNL for Father's Day. Thank you.
Ann Hofert, District 12. I would like to say thank you to Anita, District 18, for participating with us on doing a district dinner. Something to taco about. It was a taco bar from Tacos and Beer in Beaumont, and it was very well received. Our people I'm getting calls up to today how well it was done. And I want to thank Anita and Michelle for all your hard work putting into it with working with together. We really appreciate it. We had a total of 79 responses, and I think that was totally awesome. So thank you to District 18 and your residents, and thank you to District 12 and my residents, and let's do more. Let's do more. Thank you.
District 11 doesn't have anything right now.
Thank you. Linda Spalding, District 17. I just want to promote Pitch and Putt. The first Tuesday of every month. We had it on July 1st. We had 28 people come out in the heat. It was a lot of fun, and those 28 people also come up to the restaurant, and we eat and drink a lot. So it's always the first Tuesday of the month. This week we had a surprise with Ben from the Pro Shop chipping for you. My team, he didn't do too well. The rest, he did pretty good. So I think we're going to try to do something special on each hole every month to make it exciting. And I had a couple that came out that had only lived here 3 days. And they came to Pitch and Putt, and I had 5 new residents, or new players, for Tuesday. So I'm very excited. I'm glad we can offer something that everyone can do. So thank you so much.
Cal Martin, District 21. We have an event coming up in District 21 on the 12th. That's a Saturday. down in the South Clubhouse. There's still some space in that event. If you guys want to do something on that particular Saturday, come on out. It is a lot of fun. And I will pass.
Jess Ocampo, District 6. Happy July 4th to everyone.
Jean Dobson, District 10, Fairway Villas. We had a fun event at our pool recently. We did nachos in-house, well attended. We just finished the Fill the Cupboard for the month of June, and we had a late donation. So what I had that was turned in late passed on to the next district. So Linda had a little head start on her Fill the Cupboard. Since we are a sub-association and we have our own board of directors, most of our issues are handled within our immediate community. So I don't have a lot of things like street lights and not having the yards taken care of because we have our own gardeners, our own pool, and we take care of it ourselves. I want to reiterate the need for the town hall. It's our community. We have always been concerned about the security, having just a lot of people that are coming in. I think the real estate office is a bad opportunity, in my opinion, of course. But having a town hall will get a lot of input from residents and see what we want for that little space. It was a coffee bar at one time. It was a bar for evening. I think it did a lot of business when we had concerts here in the ballroom. Anyway, I hope the town hall shows what we really want.
Linda Vieira, District 9. I want to thank Jean for her contribution to our Fill the Cupboard. This is our month in July, and I hope that our residents, I'm sure that our residents will step up and provide foodstuffs for the senior center. I think that the board is moving in a great direction, trying to find new avenues for revenue and trying to find new ways to communicate. And I certainly hope that you will consider having more town halls before you make decisions concerning that space or anything in the community, because communication is everything. That's all. Happy 4th.
Kathy Aldrighetti, District 8. Our group is having a little movie under the stars tomorrow night. If anybody's interested, it's at 1064 Southern Hills at 7:30. There will be hot dog meals for $5 and popcorn and concessions. So, Independence Day.
Gail Billick, District 7. First, I want to thank Michelle Walter for the presentation for community awareness. It was very informative, and I know it's helped a lot of us. As far as my social committee, we have a July 23rd event coming up, our Summer Fiesta Bash. So those out there who want to get their money in, please do so quickly. I'd like to thank John Butler for his EPAP participation. We were in the warning also, and our zone captains were notified. Everybody seemed to be working well together, so I do appreciate that. And on the side, thank him for doing all the recycling for us as well. And a thank you to Rich Morales for keeping our Facebook page active and going, and as things happen, he updates it. So thank you to all of those, and happy 4th.
Dave Miller, District 5. Next month, we are partnering with Districts 4 and District 2 for a bingo pizza party at the South Clubhouse, and we always have a good time there. And we're really happy that CCL announced at the end of the month they're going to be offering food and beverage gift cards, because that'll be the prizes for bingo winners. That's it. Thank you.
Dolores Doherty, District 4.
Thank you to Dave for inviting our district to join them at their bingo pizza party. And that's all I have to say about that. But I would like to give a positive note on a group of us that got together after the last delegate assembly meeting. And it started out as separate tables, like it's been for years. And we thought it was a good idea to for all of us to get together, and that's what we did. And we'd like to see more of that happen. If you go to the lounge after these meetings all the time, why not all of us get together? Because we're supposed to be working as a group, and we're not going to do that if we're constantly being separated and having our own little cliques. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Jim Nickel, District 3. I have a question for Chris. I've been bringing up for the last 3 years about the paving in our parking areas, and I recall last week you mentioned they're going to start up again. I didn't even know they stopped. They're starting up in July or August. I have 18 parking areas that are atrocious, and the understanding is they will not do the driveways unless they do the parking as well. This day today, I have them out doing repairs on my street. I had one 3 days ago. My district, Lakeside, is the oldest, and I think with the trucks coming in, the garbage, we're getting constant leaks. So my question is, why can't we take care of what the people notice, our guests see, and they report to me? I mean, the 18 parking areas, there's no lines. The slurry coat is completely corroded, and I'd like to see a schedule so we know which districts. So I've been asking for 3 years. We're back at it again, and I guess it'll start before the spring and the fall, the rains. So can we get some idea? And I know some of the other delegates and I spoke about it, that we need to get a schedule and be aware so we can let our residents know. Can I leave that and perhaps get an answer at some point?
Well, we are working on that schedule, and I believe Jason mentioned that the sub-associations were going to be addressed because several of them have issues with City of Banning cutting through the asphalt to get to the pipes, and when they put the patch back, it's really awful.
Yeah,
and so that I think Jason said 2 months ago in a board meeting or this meeting that the parking lots were in the plan, but we have not finalized the plan. The plan will still need to go to the board. Once it's approved, then we can share it.
Okay, and you'll post it to us, thank you. The other issue I have is with Joe. You know, the food and beverage reports are coming out quarterly, and it's very difficult to track the costs, the sales, the labor. I know the management fees there, and I do analysis, as you know. Food and beverage is my forte. But getting reports every 3 months really throws off the P&Ls because we're getting a separate P&L from First Service, and I don't know when the quarterly's coming from CC&L, but we're not getting true numbers to know where the sales are, where our costs. Has the labor improved? Has the food cost improved? This is something we need to know.
I understand. I had a meeting with Don Day before he left the country, and I was privy to a new P&L that CC&L has just created, and it backdates for the last 45 days they've been in business here. So we will see moving forward, starting this month, the numbers you want to see. I did get a chance to look at it.
All right, because you know, I know it's work in progress and we're
Yeah.
told that, but we're 3 months in. We continued this pattern, it's gonna be another 3 months. Now we're 6 months in, and we don't know, are we improving? It's an important issue, and it's our bottom line. So I'd appreciate that.
I understand what you're saying, and that there's been corrective action there. And
I appreciate
you're going
it.
to see
Thank
the
you.
numbers you want to see.
And wish everybody a great 4th. Thank you.
Barbara Elness, District 1. We don't have a lot of parties, but we did just have one on the 29th. It was a pizza party at the South Clubhouse, and for a small district of 108 people, we had 36 people attend, which I thought was pretty good for us. I had to go out and buy some gift cards since we hadn't gotten them yet from admin or wherever we get them. And they were still well received. Everyone enjoyed themselves, and I thought it was a successful party. I also want to thank our new resident, Javier Solis, for taking over our EPAP as our EPAP coordinator. Our longtime coordinator of 20 years has finally passed the torch to someone new, and he hit the ground running because of the fire situation. So he is already getting his feet wet, and he's doing a great job. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. And before we move on the agenda, I believe Dolores has another comment.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot to mention the wonderful potluck where delegates, alternate delegates, and their spouses will be having in the North Clubhouse on July 29th. So that will be another opportunity for all of us to get to know each other a little better and not just talking amongst ourselves here at the Delegate Assembly meeting. So we're looking forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Dolores. Okay, next on the agenda, we move to old business. There is nothing on the agenda for old business unless there's something I've forgotten. I think not, so we will move to new business. As modified today, the first motion we have is from Carly Beeks. Have to vote on the format. Vote on the format. Need to vote on the format
Yes.
of the survey.
Okay, yes.
Want to make a motion
Can I
on that, do
make-
you?
Yes, please make a motion to vote on the Sun Lakes survey for our residents.
Okay. We have a motion before the floor, which is to approve the format as it was delivered to everyone on the survey question. We now have floor discussion. Does anyone want to speak on this issue? Greg.
Craig Voitka, District 16. I would suggest changing dog to dog or dogs. Dogs plural.
Madam Chairman, would you accept that change?
So you would like it to say, do you own dogs? Question mark.
Do you have a dog or dogs?
Okay. Yes, do we all agree to that? Okay, yes.
Okay, small change. Anyone else have comment here? Barbara?
I know you don't want to make any big changes, but I really feel that the survey as presented is too small of a print. Most of our residents have trouble seeing, and it's not doing you any favors having something that they can't read.
Good point. Anyone else with comment?
Cal, are we able to ask questions in this
Sure.
format or not?
Go ahead.
So Carly, there's a couple of changes here different than what we had discussed last. So I just was wondering, perhaps you can comment on the decisions. One is the removal of, do you watch the board meetings on Channel 97?
We felt that, how do you access your information? And Channel 97 was there, and we felt that that covered all of it. Instead of just putting them on the spot, do you watch the board meetings?
Okay. And then the other one was do you currently play golf, and if not, why? And we had talked about being able to get that information from other datas, although it wouldn't, this, if not why, would not be a part of that. But I'm just wondering what the discussion was or the decision surrounding putting that back in.
The committee and I met and we discussed regarding golf because we were understood that the board wanted that question.
Okay. So two more questions, sorry. Since all of these are kind of this or that, So there's like one right answer to all of these questions. But the last one, how do you access your information? We had talked about including something that said, check all that apply. Is it deemed that there's like not enough room to put that in there?
No, it is, it should be there.
Oh, at the top. Okay, great. Thank you. And just in terms of protocol then, if the delegates assembly approves this today, this would go to the board on Wednesday to vote on. And if in that discussion the board wants a question changed, we are really rejecting the survey from the delegates. And then is that, you know, the end of it with the delegates? Is that how we
Yes.
should assume that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
I have a comment. You mean to tell me if we want to make a change, the master board wants to make a change on Wednesday, you're done? You won't work with us any further?
No.
I didn't understand.
No.
So I misunderstood you?
No, we'd have to discuss it again.
Okay, thank God.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank
we have to
Because that was
discuss it.
kind of my question, like,
Right.
if we reject something on here, we're done. But
No.
there's an open, okay, but we are
But
potentially
we would have,
delaying.
then we'd have to start all over again.
We're delaying the.
Right.
The distribution of it.
It's a work in progress.
Okay.
Delayed.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I have just a quick
Marcia?
comment. We spent a lot of time promoting the sandwiches, Sandwich Bar and Grill. Is there a way to put that in as Bar and Grill? I realize that everybody knows it as Sandwich, but we really spent a lot of time
That's right.
promoting that. So if you could just add that, that would be great.
Yes, we will add that.
Carly,
Yes, Linda?
do you want to talk about the timeline, for, like if they make suggestions and the committee getting together again? We were looking at getting it out in August.
30.
So as long as you know, it's going to just delay it to, could be September.
Engineering. Yes, because if we have changes that comes back to the committee and then it comes back here and you only meet once a month.
Correct.
Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Sandra, is there a question that you would like to have on here that's not on here?
For myself, as the secretary of the board, I can say I would be happy to move forward with this, but we do need to present it to the board. We will be 4 board members on Wednesday.
Yes.
So if we have at least 3 who approve, then we're golden.
Okay, will you notify me?
Yes, I certainly will. And you talked about, I think Marcia just talked about adding bar and grill.
No,
on
it'll be
here.
Sandwich Bar and Grill. Sandwich Bar and Grill.
You'll make that change?
Yes.
Okay, so you can get a final copy of this to me before, like by Tuesday end of day?
I'm looking at, yes? Yes, go ahead. Michelle?
Carly, can I make a comment?
Yes.
Okay. Since I'm also on the committee and I have somebody that is doing this for me, Bob Murray is the one that is putting this whole thing together for me. If we keep putting this off and putting this off, he's busy. I don't have the format for this. We will add, do you have a dog or dogs? And then we will put Sandwich Bar and Grill because that's the name of the Sandwich Bar and Grill. But if you go back to your meeting and you say, I want these 5 other questions on here, I have to tell you, okay, but I have to tell you, in the past, if you have more than 5 questions, people are not going to answer. So we're trying to make it as simple and easy for our residents to make good choices here. And I think that a committee has really, Carly's done an amazing job with our committee in trying to get these things done. So if there's something that you think that you would like on there now, let me know now so I can have Bob put this on there to present to the master board when Carly's ready to give it to you.
So to the assembly and Michelle, my question about if the board wants something changed, then we're rejecting it, that was not a secret hidden question. That was just a protocol question. So I just want to be sure I'm clear that I understand the process, because I'll be the one who will raise this in the agenda, so that we know that if we want to move forward in August, and I will recommend to the board that we approve this survey. I just want to understand from a process standpoint how that works and where we're at.
Right, because if you put it off, then we have to wait, and because I'm going to have a date put on here. If you notice at the top, it says to please return the card to your district
Right.
delegate or alternate by a date. That date will go in there once. If you approve it, it'll go in there, and right now we have August 30th, but if you wait, because we don't
Yeah,
meet
it
till next
changes.
month,
Right.
then it changes the date that we put on there.
Yeah, so I just wanted to be sure I understood
Right.
that. So we understood the opportunities and the ramifications of where we're at. So it really was a procedural question, not a secret, like, well, if we want to change. Not a secret question.
Because Carly's done an amazing job in getting us all together, and it's been
Yeah,
difficult
well,
for her to
and-
go back and forth. So-
And Carly and I have had
understand.
numerous conversations as well, so I think we were in agreement. But there were just a couple things that were a little bit different, and I just wanted to clarify where we're at, so I can go, because I'll be the one that will lead this on the agenda on Wednesday.
Okay, so then Carly, I will have Bob make those 2 changes. Are there any other changes from the district delegate before?
We just, any other questions or changes or feedback? I think we're good, Michelle.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, if there's no further discussion on this point, then we're going to take a vote here. The vote, what we're voting on is we are going to either accept or reject the survey as prepared by the committee and presented to us previously in writing. There have been 2 amendments to that. We will skip a little Roberts and just say as amended. The 2 amendments are dogs instead of dog, and we're going to say Sandwich Park. Dogs. Dog and dogs. Okay.
Or an S in parentheses.
Yeah.
Or an ethics, we're going to indicate somebody can own more than 1 dog and still click the box. Okay. And the other one is we're going to change the name of the Sandwich to its officially new adopted moniker of Sandwich Bar and Grill. Are there any other amendments I'm forgetting? Then we're going to vote on whether we are going to accept this survey with the 2 spoken amendments. Yes or no? All those in favor, please indicate by raising your hand. I think that's good. It looks like it's unanimous. Okay. No, 1. I'm sorry. Anyone opposed? 1 opposed. Okay. Sorry, I missed that. Okay, then the next item of business under new business on the modified agenda was to make a motion for a repaving schedule. Jim, that's yours.
Again, Jim Nickel, District 3. I already discussed, obviously, the points of this, but we want a schedule of when the paving will be due, by what districts, what has been completed so far. I remember 2 districts were done early in the spring, and of course, we don't repave in the winter because of the rains. So the schedule probably is about 6 months that we have a time frame to repave, slurry coat the driveways. So if we could get a schedule on a timely basis, so as residents, or as delegates, we can advise our residents when we get the concerns. And if the parking areas are more prevalent than the driveways because of the repairs, then let's get what's the most necessary. And I know driving through, all of the parking areas are in terrible shambles. So if that could be a priority, I know there's a cost factor. You try to do both at the same time, but the parking areas are smaller, easier, and more visible and more used by our residents and their visitors.
Okay,
So,
see if I can
thank you.
consolidate that into a motion we can actually vote on. So I think of what Jim is asking, and tell me if I'm wrong, is you want to make a motion to have FSR present an updated schedule of the paving projects going on here at Sun Lakes. That's okay, the simple motion. Okay, anyone have discussion on that? If there's no discussion, we'll move to a vote. And what we're voting.
Was there a second?
What? Does anyone else second the motion? Dave seconds it. Okay, and now is there any discussion? And without discussion, then we'll just move to a vote, and we are voting on whether we are voting to have FSR present an updated schedule for paving projects here at Sun Lakes. All those in favor? That one looks unanimous. So, FSR, if you could please get that updated, we would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. We now move to comments from the membership. Each one coming to the mic has the ability to speak for 3 minutes. We ask always that you refrain from any ill-spoken language and keep your comments germane to something that the Delegate Assembly can do something about. Does anyone have any comments from membership? Marcia.
This is actually from the Restaurant and Lounge Committee. Since we didn't really have anybody come up and talk today, I wanted to make sure that everybody has gotten the word about the change in restaurant hours, that the Sandwich Bar and Grill will not be open on Monday, all venues will be dark on Monday, and that the Sunday brunch is no longer. However, there will be breakfast served until 2 p.m. on Sunday, I think with specials every week. It's been out there, it's gotten out there to everybody via Facebook and email blasts, but I just want to make sure that everybody that may not have gotten onto that has heard that. So just a reminder, the Sandwich will be dark effective Monday, July 7th. Each Monday, every venue will be dark. There will no be bar, no anything. So just a reminder to all the residents.
Okay, Monday off for food service. No comments from membership? Then I need a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
So moved, and a second from Mike. And I think we're going home. Thank you, everyone.